Mad Maggie has been around for nearly 2 weeks now, and we already know that she's going to be a staple within the Apex games, and especially in competitive. There's a lot of people like myself who have started to main Maggie, but there's a lot of things that I see new players doing wrong. So today I have the top 5 worst mistakes to be making when playing the brand new legend Mad Maggie. Hey, how's it going? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going over the worst mistakes to be making when you are playing Mad Maggie and some things you may not have known about her. Just before we get into today's video, guys, make sure you go down below and hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for 1.2k subs. Your support means the absolute world to me. Also, my community Discord will be in the comments down below. Make sure you join there if you want to join the Dominate community. So starting us off will be her abilities. So starting with her passive, the Warlord. So Maggie actually has 2 passives. One of them being you get a scan for 1.5 seconds every time you do damage to someone. That includes bullets as well as ability damage. As an initial, it's not that great as it only highlights for 1.5 seconds, but if you keep doing consistent damage, it helps the whole team notice where that one person is. And her second passive is that she actually runs faster with shotguns. Now, a lot of people think that she actually has a speed boost when using shotguns, but this isn't the case. She runs the exact same speed if you were holstering your weapons, but with her shotgun out. This is great because shotguns already shine within the close range fights, but her being able to move much faster already makes her on top of the game. Her tactical is the riot drill, and for me this is one of the best tacticals within the game. As it says here, fire a drill that attaches to an obstacle and burns enemies on the other side. So basically it's like a thermite. This is great for pushing people out of cover, as well as dealing a little bit of damage to get that highlight from her passive. Finally, with Maggie, we have her Wrecking Ball, which is her ultimate. As it says here, throw a ball that releases speed boosting pads and detonates near enemies. So with that out of the way, let's talk about some of the mistakes that I'm seeing newer players do. So to be using Maggie at her full potential, you do want to be running shotguns. Now for me, the 2 shotguns that you want to be running is a Peacekeeper or a Mastiff. Now yeah, every now and then I dip into a Mozambique with hammer points, but with Mad Maggie, I don't think an either rate is really the best position to go for. Now the Peacekeeper with Kinetic Feeder is one of the best things you can be running with the Mad Maggie. She runs faster, and when you slide, the choke is reduced and you also reload. And when you're using Maggie with this, it's one of the best things that you can be doing. You gotta be on top of the game all of the time, and within them close range fights, 9 out of 10 times you are going to win. Now, the Mastiff is also a great pick for Maggie. Although it doesn't have the attachment like the Peacekeeper does, it has more shots and it's actually easier to hit your pellets. So if you don't believe in yourself that you can hit every single shot with the Peacekeeper, then maybe the Mastiff is for you. But if you know that you can use the Peacekeeper very well, you are going to have to pick this up because you won't be using Maggie to her full potential. That's where I see a lot of people lack with Maggie. It should be obvious when you're using Maggie, you should be using shotguns. But there's a lot of people who don't decide to do this. And in that case, I don't think you should be playing Maggie. Her whole personality and her whole kit is based around her and shotguns. I mean, heck, she even has a load of voice lines that talk about her and shotguns. The game wants you to be running shotguns with her, and that is what you should be doing. Now, one thing is that I see a lot of people worrying when using her riot drill is that you see this depth on screen here. And when it goes really high, like a red or a yellow, people don't think it's worth it, but trust me, depth shouldn't really bother you. Even though obviously the thinner the surface, further it's going to shoot out the back. But look here, even at a 10 depth, look how far it shoots out around the back. But people do think that this is a tactical that is used to deal damage, but it really isn't. It's used to push people away from cover and split their team up so you can focus someone who isn't with the team anymore. So you shouldn't really worry about the depth meter on the side. Either way, it is going to shoot through it, just might not be as far as you want it to. But if someone's behind a wall, they are going to be hit by this anyway. You are going to push them out of cover and you are going to get the kill. Her tactical comes back very quickly too, so if you keep punishing the people who are camping inside or holding some sort of object like a box, you just got to keep dealing damage after damage after damage, you're going to be at a much more advantage than they are. So don't be afraid to just keep spamming her tactical as it comes back very quickly. And the exact same thing applies for her ultimate, and I see this all the time, and I used to make this mistake when I first started playing her too. A lot of people think that her ultimate is actually the fastest charging ultimate in the game, but it's not. It is second. Octane is first with 1 minute and 11 seconds, and Maggie's is 1 minute 27. But still, she gets her ultimate back every minute and a half. People are afraid to use it. Now, there are many ways of using it. You can use it to push, rotate, or retreat, or even deal a little bit of damage. Now, the ultimate does 20 damage on impact, but I don't think people realize how big this is, not just because of the damage, because of the effects that it actually gives the person that you hit. They're stunned for about 5 seconds, they're also a little bit blurred as well, and it makes it quite hard for them to hit you when you have hit them with your ultimate. But there are a couple ways that I see people use her ultimate which isn't right at all, and that's when you're fighting in the middle of the open with no cover around you, and you get someone low and you throw your ball at them. Now, the area is just huge, there's many ways to avoid it. It's kind of like a Seer tactical in the sense that it's just so easy to avoid. You can hear it coming, you can see it coming from a mile off, and if it goes straight past them and you miss, you've given them free boost. Once they heal up, they have a straight line to come straight at you at full pelt, especially with the speed boost, and that can totally flip the game around and give them the advantage over you. So you do not want to be throwing her ultimate at the enemy team when you're out in the open. As you can see in this clip here, I actually throw the ball inside of this little room, and that for me is one of the best plays to do it. You have the ball bouncing around the whole room, that actually causes a massive distraction, because if you were on that team, or you've actually had this happen to yourself, it's crazy, it's really loud as well, and it's actually really fast. If you throw it in a small confined room where the whole team is, one, you gotta actually distract them, and two, you are gonna hit someone. You are fully gonna hit someone. If not one person, you will most likely end up hitting the whole team, and that just gives you a full path to go in and push. Yeah, you got the speed boost, but again, you're in a small confined room, and having speed boost in a small room should be very hard to control, as no matter where you go, you're gonna be speeding around. I just want to go back to Maggie's tactical. As I said, a lot of people think that it's used to deal damage, but this really isn't the case. It's more used to push people out of cover, and this actually makes people put off by Maggie because people love to see the damage and love the damage tick. But she really isn't meant to play like that. She's meant to push people out in the open and split the team up. So please do not be put off by playing Maggie just because her tactical doesn't do a lot of damage. So when you're playing her, that's the one mistake that I see a hell of a lot, is that people will use it to get a lot of damage. But really, you just want to use it very tactically and use it to split off the team and even push people down from height. Even if it's not in from height, it's from blocking the door. A lot of people obviously hold the door and heal. Shooting the drill onto the door pushes them away from the door, and they're still healing. You're able to push through and kill them. So one huge thing that you need to do and remember when playing Maggie is that she is used to split the team up and push them away from cover. So just to recap this video, the two big things are: don't be afraid to use her tactical a lot because it comes back very quickly. Don't be afraid to use her ultimate a lot. Use her ultimate within confined spaces, as people tend to use them out in the open. And that's just a recipe for disaster. It allows the other team to get the upper hand on you, as they also could use the speed pads. Remember that the riot drill is used to split the team up and push away from cover more than deal damage. And the final thing is, which is very prominent, but what I think is actually something that shouldn't really be happening anyway, is that people don't use shotguns with Maggie. You need to be using shotguns with Maggie, or you're just not using her and her abilities to their full potential. There's one final thing I want to note, which really isn't a mistake, this is just something that you may not have known, is that it takes 10 bounces for the wrecking ball to explode. So it takes 10 bounces or a direct hit to get the ball to explode. And that is something well worth noting, as it can be easier to throw the ball downhill if you're using it to rotate, that is. And obviously a bounce is going to fly much further downhill. You don't want to throw it uphill, as it's going to bounce 10 times much more quicker and explode just off the rip. That's going to call it today's video, guys. If you found this video helpful and or entertaining in any way, shape or form, then make sure to go down below and leave a like. Whilst you're down there, don't forget to subscribe to be entered into my next subscriber shout out next video. Also, don't forget to go down to my pinned comment right now and join the Dominate community Discord. Once we get enough people in there, we're going to start doing subscriber Sundays, and I'm going to start reacting to your guys' clips. Once you're in there, you also get a direct connection to me, as well as other people in the community, and notifications every time I post a video, and also thumbnail teasers. So yeah, thank you guys so much for support recently. Thank you guys so much for 1.2k subs. Your support means the absolute world to me. Once again, it's been my pleasure, and until next time, keep dominating, legends.